What's going on, everybody? How we all doing? We are live, folks. We are officially live here on the Drew Dekes channel. Man, it's been a while. It has been a while since I've done a live show, but this was a game worth talking about, man. This was so much fun. So much to talk about. There's so much to talk about in this game. The Habs crush the Oilers on Super Bowl Sunday, 6-2. I feel like the Leafs and the Oilers have so much in common right now. They just can't beat supposedly bad teams. I heard Steve Dangle say it last night on the live watch Hockey Night in Canada with Steve Dangle that the Habs suck. You know something, Steve? You suck. How about that? Yeah, I've been pretty nice to you for a long time. Anyway, just having some fun here, guys. The Bell Center was lit for this game today, guys, by the way. Absolutely lit. The Bell Center was rocking. We even saw the wave at the end of the game, which was awesome to see from the fans. And you know what? Like, say what you want about this weekend. I know that the Bedard tank and all that stuff. I don't know where everybody's at on this whole Bedard tanking thing and just tanking in general for the Habs to get as best of a draft pick as possible. But this was such an entertaining game. And all the things that we're going to go through, I have them listed here. So let's actually get right to it. So like I mentioned, the Bell Center was lit. Alex Belzile finally getting his first career NHL goal. Raphael Harvey-Pinard here to stay. This is long overdue. Jordan Harris with his first career 2-goal game and fresh off putting fresh ink on his 2-year extension at $1.4 million in his AAV. Also gets the first star of the game, of course, because, I mean, what the heck, Jordan Harris, who to me is going to be like a better Josh Georges. That's kind of what I'm, hoping for him. Jake Allen with another great game. Made some huge saves on McDavid and Draisaitl. The Habs PK, which I did not put up here. I mean, the Habs had 2 power play goals, a shorthanded goal in this game. Their penalty kill was outstanding, like just absolutely unbelievable. And actually, I have it here. I'm going to put this down on the ticker at the bottom just to have it kind of rocking throughout the game. But or throughout the show, I should say. But the Habs scored 2 power play goals, 1 shorthanded goal. The penalty kill was outstanding. Hopefully we get some news on Arber Xhekaj. That's what I'm hoping, is that we'll actually get some news sooner than later on the condition after his little fight with Desharnais, which we didn't get to see much of it on RDS. I don't know how you guys were watching the game, but we didn't get to see that much of it because they were trying to show the Josh Anderson and Vander Kane fight, which was near the end of it when they finally showed it. And then by the time they got to Arber, it looked like he got a shot in, but then Desharnais kind of jerseyed him down. This was a cool stat that came up at the end of the game. The Harris-Kovacevic combo is a +8 over Super Bowl weekend here in the last 2 games after yesterday's victory, which I didn't even get a chance to talk about. The Habs finally breaking the curse on the powder blue reverse retros, which, like, I don't know that you broke a curse when you only won 1 of 8 games in those jerseys. But that being said, you guys should be able to comment live here. So if you want to throw a comment down, I will address them. If you have any questions, I will address them. So make sure to get your comments, questions, thoughts, ideas, trade proposals, whatever you guys want throughout this show, because we got a lot to talk about. Like I said, right off the top here, this game had a lot of, I don't know if that had a lot of pace, but I mean, let's just go over the first period and at least the scoring summary anyway. But 8 minutes, 14 seconds into the first period, Alex Belzile finally on a shift where, Mike Pezzetta is underrated once again because of his forechecking abilities and just his ability to just keep fighting throughout his shifts, and ultimately getting a puck loose where Belzile gets a piece of it. He rips it top corner through a couple of players, through some Oilers and Habs players, finally getting his first career NHL goal. Assists on the goal go to his line mates, Jesse Ylonen and Michael Pezzetta. And that was just such a weird sequence, the way the puck kind of bounced around. And finally, it was just like an opportune opportunity for Alex Belzile to finally get his first career NHL goal. So that was pretty amazing. So we already got a question coming in from Slapstream Gaming, who you're always faithful to come on these live streams, Slapstream. So I got to give you a shout out for that. Who was the bigger steal for the 2022 draft, Hudson or Doc? Oh, man. Wow. That's a great question. That is a fantastic question. Kirby Doc helped to create the shorthanded goal scored by Christian Dvorak, which, like, oh my gosh, fans are just like, how many Kirby Doc jerseys are going to be sold after this week, or after the last 2-3 weeks, the way Kirby Doc's been playing? So that's a really good question. Who's the bigger steal, Lane Hudson or Kirby Doc? Right now, if you're going by the NHL results, it's obviously Kirby Doc, but I'm really excited about Lane Hudson as well. And in fact, I actually just made another Lane Hutson video, which I temporarily released and then held it back, and I will be releasing it this week at some point. But right now, it's definitely Kirby Dach. Yeah, James votes for Hutson. I mean, yeah, like in terms of an overall standpoint, you have to think that Lane Hutson is absolutely going to be potentially the bigger steal just because of how many teams passed over him. And you could say Montreal passed over him 3 times. I mean, which doesn't really make sense because you're not going to take him in the top 10 or top 20 even. But by the way it looks, I mean, the Cale Makar comparisons, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, it's exciting. It's exciting to say the least. But in terms of the game, guys, so let's go back to the first period today with the Habs and Oilers. And we just talked about Belzile's first career NHL goal. And then Jordan Harris from a crazy, weird angle scores on Skinner, who's been like, I mean, he's been really, really good for the Edmonton Oilers, taking over the crease after, it's so weird that the Edmonton Oilers actually went out and ultimately in the offseason signed Jack Campbell. And then now Stuart Skinner's their number one guy. Skinner's record's not outstanding, though. I mean, it's 13-11. Well, I guess 13-12-4 now after this loss to the Canadiens. But the Canadiens were able to get to Skinner relatively early. So that kind of, gave the Canadiens a bit of a boost in their confidence too. But Jordan Harris getting his goal assist from Evgeny Dadonov and Jonathan Kovacevic. And then not long after that, the Habs go up 3-0 on a Josh Anderson power play goal. Josh's 15th goal of the season, assisted again by Dadonov and Jonathan Drouin with his 13th assist. Drouin and Armia back in the lineup lately. Armia coming back in today for the first time in a while, which was interesting because Armia still didn't practice in a contact jersey. He just showed up in a game today, which good for him. I mean, he looked okay today. There was one play where Armia got the puck, and you would have hoped it was Cole Caulfield on where he was because he was in Caulfield's spot, or the famous Ovi and Stamkos spot. But Armia was probably rusty, couldn't get enough wood on it, so therefore just nothing came of it. But good for him for coming back in the game. Leon Draisaitl with the tap-in goal. By the way, this is the second period, so I am screwing this up. So I'm going to switch this over, but we're into the second period now. That's when the Jordan Harris, Josh Anderson goals happened to go up 3-0. And like I mentioned, Anderson with the power play goal, Leon Draisaitl with the tap in because there was a penalty occurring on this goal. So while Leon Draisaitl comes up to tap in his 30th goal of the season, and Zach Hyman is getting hooked by Jordan Harris on this very play. And Jake Allen's kind of looking for a call his way, which obviously doesn't happen because Jordan Harris gets a penalty on this play and Leon Draisaitl scores at the same time. So then after that, Evander Kane at about the 15-minute mark, good for Evander Kane coming back healthy, but obviously as an opposing fan, not a fan, but good for him health-wise. But Evander Kane with a snipe, and this is where you figured the Oilers were going to claw their way back into this game. But I didn't think the Canadiens were done yet, and they weren't, certainly. But assist to Darnell Nurse on Kane's goal and Evan Bouchard. But then you get to the RHP show. Raphael Harvey-Pinard, I mentioned it already. He's here to stay. In fact, I'm just going to put, he's actually already on the banner at the bottom, so I'm going to leave it the way it is. But Raphael Harvey-Pinard is here to stay, man. And that goal was a beautiful power play goal, a shot from Mike Matheson, a pass from Nick Suzuki, and a beautiful tip by Raphael Harvey-Pinard on this goal. I mean, it's his 6th goal of the season. I want to say this is Raphael Harvey-Pinard's 8th point in 9 games. That's what I believe he's at right now. In fact, and how many times has Raphael Harvey-Pinard been trending number 1 on HockeyDB.com lately? It's been more than once. So RHP, let's just pull up his stats. I don't know that they're going to be actually, they are accurate. So I was right. I was actually correct. So 8 points in 9 games for Raphael Harvey-Pinard, 6 goals, 2 assists. And they don't have his plus-minus stats up here, but he's only got 2 penalty minutes too. So Pinard is also playing on the top line, which is bananas, and now on the top power play line. So Harvey-Pinard is taking advantage of every single opportunity that he's getting right now. So it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I did have an image that I wanted to pull up for you guys. This is as close as I could get to McDavid crying. So it is McDavid crying after losing in the OHL playoffs years ago with the Erie Otters. So shout out McDavid crying face, because gotta love it, Connor. I'm sorry, but I was getting shades of early Sidney Crosby, whiny baby Crosby from McDavid today. I was tweeting out my displeasure with McDavid and just how he wasn't getting the calls his way. I think my friend tweeted out McBaby because, Listen, Oilers fans, if you actually happen to tune into this, everybody loves this player. He's the best player in the world. So it's just when players like him, the superstars that they are just expecting every single call to go their way. I mean, there was a baby hook called probably on both teams today, if I really recounted it. But I mean, Connor McDavid was just complaining, was whining. He shot the puck against the boards when the Habs got a power play called for them. And it was just like, come on, man, like just too much for me. So I'll let you guys chime in a second. You got a bunch of comments here, but I think Doc is making Chicago stupid. That is old news at this point. Let me tell you right now, the Chicago Blackhawks had to do what they had to do, but I'm not seeing the other side of that curvy Doc deal working out in their favor. I just don't know. I love this comment from Richard here. This team has an amazing future sooner than we think. And you know what? By next season, even if the Habs don't make the playoffs, which I still don't really expect them to, but I do expect them to battle for a wild card spot. Now, they still might even be on the cusp or still outside of the wild card picture next year, but I am expecting them to be more competitive. Like you look at a game like today, you look at the way Marty St. Louis is handling this team right now, and just making jokes yesterday about David Savard and how Savard played almost the entire overtime yesterday. And like he made fun of how he was flat-footed and barely moved in the overtime as it was. Just hilarious. I don't know. I just love the way I'm with you guys that the future is bright, and it's going to be sooner than later that we're going to fix this thing. So I'm with you on that. RHP is taking Caulfield's spot basically right now. I'm with you there, Elmer. I think the Habs don't have many other options. I mean, you saw Drouin maybe getting a chance. He was getting a bit more minutes today, which, good for him coming back, and his time in Montreal is officially almost done. But RHP, it's amazing because my co-host, Anik Lemaire on Habs Tonight, which is about to, at least my tenure on Habs Tonight is about to come to an end shortly. But Anik and Raphael Harvey-Pinard's agent, she works with, I think, Harvey-Pinard's agency, and they were pushing for him to make this team out of training camp. And now, I mean, I think it might have been a good thing that Harvey-Pinard didn't make the Canadiens right out of the gate, because now he comes in after having a great season in Laval and now has every opportunity in the world to succeed with the Canadiens, and that's exactly what he's doing. So it's really exciting for RHP, and he's 24 years old. Just turned 24 on January 6th, Harvey-Pinard did. So, this guy's 5'9". He doesn't look it, though. He looks bigger than he is on his skates. It's probably because he's got a bit more weight to him, listed at 181 here. But, I mean, it's just a Quebec-born player succeeding in Montreal. It's just nice to see, number one, but just the fact of wherever he's from, he's having success. So a lot of topics, guys. So a lot of topics for this game. The Bell Center was lit. I mentioned it already, but the Habs crushed the Oilers on Super Bowl Sunday. You can put who you're going for today if you really want. I'm a Green Bay Packers fan, so we're way out of it, and the Aaron Rodgers era may be over. But despite that, I mentioned Alex Belzile, first career NHL goal. I mentioned Harvey-Pinard here to stay. I mentioned Jordan Harris, first career 2-goal game, maybe his only one. I mean, we may never see this again from Jordan Harris for all we know, but he gets the game's first star, well-deserved by far. Jake Allen had a great game. It is underrated how many good saves Jake Allen made today against Connor McDavid, against Draisaitl, against the entire Oilers team. I mean, it was underrated. So I'm hoping, I'm going to have my Twitter open, because if you guys have an update on Arber Xhekaj, I would like to know. So I'm opening up my Twitter right now as we speak, because I definitely want to know if he's all right. And so forgive me if there's a bit of a pause here, but let's try to see if we can get some news from the Habs on the status of Arber Xhekaj, because we know that this guy has become a major fan favorite and just a major part of the defense core, very clearly going to be a huge part of the defense core in the future. Jake Allen's taking some live questions right now, as you can see. We're probably going to have to wait a little bit for an update on Arber Xhekaj, but I want to take this picture from Twitter. I'm going to bring it right into the stream, talking about the amazing atmosphere at the Bell Center this afternoon, because these Habs fans today got a treat, and again, deservedly so after everything this season. Just a beautiful display for the Habs fans to get treated to today in terms of this game. And I'm just going to bring up this image because I love it. Just something positive, right, for us as Habs fans to look at here. And if you want to see crying McDavid face again, here it is. So anyways, but here's the picture of the Bell Center today, guys. Just a beautiful crowd shot here. There's some Oilers fans in there, obviously sitting down. Actually, this is the wave. So this is good for the Oilers fans doing the wave with the Habs fans here. But at the end of this game, the Bell Center was doing the wave, and it was awesome. Just, again, more positivity, Habsitivity to see today was a great thing. So let's pull up this comment. So let's bring in your comments, guys, as I'm kind of breaking down the game a little bit. Nick called it months ago on Habs tonight. Probably should have played RHP from the start. Better late than never, though. And you got that right, because I tried to get her to come on the show right now, but she's going out, so she couldn't come on the show. But RHP, I'm telling you, it's like RHP sauce, whatever you want to call it. Is Caulfield's contract going to be a bit lower because of RHP playing like this with Suzuki on the first line? No. I mean, that's not going to be an effect, or that's not going to have an effect. It's still a very different player. Caulfield is a pure goal scorer. It's a good, like, I appreciate the question, but to answer it straight out for you, Mimi, I think that Caulfield is going to get paid somewhere in the $7 million range. I mean, we all just saw the extension that was just done just this week, actually, for, oh my gosh, the player's name is drawing a blank for me right now. But some people thought it set the market in terms of the extension. We saw Bo Horvat's contract, which, not a comparable player. But the long story short is, it's not a comparable player, I don't think, even though Harvey Pinard is playing really well. Caulfield's probably going to get somewhere in the, I don't think he's going to get less than $7 million a year. So I'm predicting a 5 to 6 year deal for Cole Caulfield, somewhere in the $7 to $8 million per year range. That's what I'm thinking right now. Didn't get the chance to watch the game. How was Drouin's game? Well, Drouin got an assist for sure. I don't know. I think he might have got more than one. Let's double check. But Jonathan Drouin got an assist on Josh Anderson's power play goal. And then he got another assist on Jordan Harris's second goal. So actually, Drouin had 2 assists in this game. So to answer your question, he had a decent game. He looked okay out there. He didn't look as rusty as you might expect, given that he hasn't played very much lately. But Drouin looked okay. He had a couple chances. He's good on the power play, and that's where you got to use him. So definitely liked what I saw from Drouin on the power play. Drouin was invisible as usual, just a ghost. I don't think so. If you noticed, he was effective on the power play. He had 2 assists. So I don't know what you saw, Slapstream, but I definitely saw him. He was effective. He got on the board, but he was still Drouin. I don't know. I mean, he's noticeable sometimes he's not. So Raphael Harvey Pinard, a feel-good story. Absolutely. Yeah, that's why Jean. Yeah, exactly. Drouin did still end up with 2 assists. He will get points, but not have much direct impact. 2 secondary assists. Well, still, I mean, it's something. So you asked, right? Davery, my buddy Davery. Dave, how you doing? I know you're doing well. Thank you for watching as always, and always supporting the Dekes channel here. Belziel's first career NHL goal was the feel-good moment of the day. Well, it was the first one. It was the first of many feel-good moments for today. I'm with you on that one, Dave. But, I mean, the Habs win 6-2 in this game. Belziel gets the first goal, and just a perfect icebreaker for positive energy in this game, because there was a lot of it, and Belziel just got to cash in. It's just never too late for a guy, right? I mean, it's just never, ever too late. 31 years old, and Alex Belziel gets his first career NHL goal. Never, ever too late. And now Belziel's trending 3rd on HockeyDB.com, next to Harvey Pinard and one other, which is Jordan Harris. So look at this. So on HockeyDB.com right now, we got Harvey Pinard number 1, Jordan Harris number 2, Alex Belziel number 3, and Kirby Dach number 4. I think Kirby Dach jerseys are going to make an explosion. Like, I don't know, man. The Habs store better be ready, because there's going to be a lot of Kirby Dach jerseys sold. That's right. You are doing great, Dave, and I appreciate it. I always appreciate the support from you, man. So in this game, you know what? Let's go back to Twitter for a second and see if we have any update. I think we're going to get an update from Marty St. Louis on the status of Arber Xhekaj, and actually Marty is talking to the press right now. So don't want to get into copyright issues, but certainly we're going to get an update, hopefully now or later, on the status of Arber Xhekaj after his fight. So what did you guys find was the most entertaining part of this game? What was your favorite part of this game, if you were able to watch it all? Because for me, I don't know where to start, except for the fact that when Belziel got that goal, I was excited. I was by myself, and I got excited in my living room, just cheering for Belziel, because that was a wicked icebreaker for this game. By the way, I want to show you guys, I got a few new toys in the mail today, all Habs related, which are going to be going up on the backdrop here. So I want to show you guys a couple things. A Stanley Cup banner will be added to this backdrop. So you got to love that. All 24 cups. And the 25th will be markered in somewhere later. But also a Guy Lafleur. Look, guys. If this is not one of the cutest things, like I know cute is a word I don't really use often, or guys don't use often, but look, I'm gonna try to get you guys. The lighting is kind of all over the place, but let's see if we can get it in focus here. This is a Guy Lafleur pop toy. Like, is this awesome or what? I don't know. I absolutely love this thing. And one more thing. This is going to be going up on the wall too. So let's get me back in focus here. Thank you, camera. A Patrick Waugh figurine. This is going to be going up on the wall behind me very soon. So I'll stop talking about my new toys in a second and we'll get back to the game. But this thing is super cool. I just had to throw that in there. So next video, probably you're going to see these up on the wall. But let's get back to this game. So tell me your favorite moment in this game. I want to hear what you guys think. And let's see right here. So we got from Slapstream again. People have been saying if the Habs draft anywhere outside the top 5 this year, it's a waste of a season. Nope, it's not. I do think, though, that it will hurt if they don't. So if the Habs don't draft in the top 5, I do think it's going to hurt them a little bit. And I tweeted out last week, actually this week, I should say, this past week, that I had a gut feeling that we'll get Adam Fantilli at 2nd overall. No idea if that's going to happen, but the last time the Habs selected 2nd overall in the NHL entry draft was, I believe, 1968, or it was much earlier than that. But it's been a long time. It's been a long time since the Habs have selected 2nd overall. So I had a hunch that, and it could be like completely way off, it's just a gut feel, but I thought that maybe, just maybe, the Habs were going to get Adam Fantilli at 2nd overall. That was my little prediction, if you will. So we'll see if that actually comes true. I have no idea. I really don't. But we've been live for about 22 minutes here. If you guys can do me a favor, hit the like button if you want to support the channel. Just go down below and hit the like button for me really quick. I really appreciate it. So I don't take it for granted, seriously. Especially if you guys are enjoying this channel. If you're not and you just you're here just to hate watch, I don't care. Then don't hit the like button. You know what I mean? But hit subscribe too if you haven't. And if you're wanting to see more from this channel, because normally I don't do live streams. Done a lot of live streaming on Habs tonight, but I like to jump on here when I can once in a while when it just feels natural to do so and if I have the time. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm not going to keep you all too much longer, but let's throw another McDavid crying face up just for fun, just for good measure. Kirby Dach. Let's talk about Kirby Dach for a second. I like to jump all over the place. So can you hear me now? Chicago is what Kirby Dach is saying here. Can you hear me now from Kirby Dach? Like that guy, man, I don't know. I hope the music isn't too loud. It's probably playing a little bit in the background, but you guys haven't complained. So let's go back to the homepage of Twitter, actually. And I know I just mentioned Kirby Dach, but I just want to see. I'm just desperate for an update about Arber Xhekaj right now. We haven't heard anything yet, but let's just see. Let's see if we got anything here. So far, yeah. So I think we got to talk about Josh Anderson, by the way. We definitely have to talk. Let's talk some trades. All right, now we got to get into trade speculation. So let's talk trades, possible trades for the Habs. All right, so here's my first thing. Here's my first take on trade potential trades for the Habs. I just saw Stu Cowan tweet out not that long ago that the Habs should not be looking to shop Josh Anderson. And you know what? I don't think they ever really have been. I think teams have been calling the Montreal Canadiens about Josh Anderson more than any other player. We've heard this from Kent Hughes several times, that they haven't gotten more interest on another player than Josh Anderson. For whatever reason, that's just the case. And you know what? I'm not willing to let him go just because, we want one more first overall or one more first round pick in this year's draft. It's not enough. It's not enough. I think he's really valuable. And I still think the Canadiens feel that way as well. I just posted a video not that long ago about how I felt that Josh Anderson at this point could be worth 2 first rounders or more. And I don't think that's far off at this point. I still don't. So that's my personal opinion. But in terms of other trades, I mean, unless Joel Edmondson gets healthy, that's going to be a tough one. But I know that they're definitely keeping Joel Edmondson away from any ice. I mean, he was skating. We should say this. So Sean Monahan and Joel Edmondson are your best chances to get another first-round pick in this year's draft or beyond. So I definitely want to see another first-rounder for this year's draft. I think we all would love that. That would be a perfect case scenario, is for the Canadiens to get another first-rounder in this year's draft, to throw another ball in the sweepstakes for Connor Bedard, Fantilli, any of the other top guys that are available. Because we know also that the top 10, at least from all the scouting that has been done, they're all forwards. So the top 10 draft picks that are scouted right now, or listed as being the top 50, even the top 15. Like, we have some scouts saying that there's top 15 picks right now are all forwards or centers. So it's amazing. I mean, we have an opportunity really, again, to draft another forward, but we really want a center. At least I do anyway. So I think the Canadiens are going to hang on to Josh Anderson again, unless the offer is absolutely irrefutable and you can't refuse it. And that we all know, right? I mean, that's obvious maybe to some of you, but a Josh Anderson trade just does not make sense. It starts and ends possibly with a first and a first. Like, to me, I don't know, or a really good prospect. Like, the trade has to be like a team has to pay a lot to pluck away Josh Anderson right now. Based on all the injuries, you see how valuable he is, especially right now. But even on this season, Josh Anderson has 15 goals, and hopefully he pushes 20 and just bumps up his value for himself even more. But again, I'm not. If you guys really want to talk about Pierre-Luc Dubois, I hope just saying his name, I feel like just irks people, some people. But I don't want to trade Josh Anderson for Pierre-Luc Dubois, like, not straight up. Obviously, that would have to be a bigger package. But I'd rather have both of them. So in 2024, this is all I'm going to say on Dubois right now, in 2024, which is not this summer but next summer, when Pierre-Luc Dubois is a UFA, a free agent, that's when the Canadiens may go after him. And that's if he doesn't sign a huge extension, which will potentially be tendered to him by the Winnipeg Jets. And I just want to say that I'd rather have Josh Anderson and Pierre-Luc Dubois, former Columbus Blue Jacket teammates, together than apart. And it's possible to keep both, or I guess to keep Josh and try to sign Dubois in the future. So that's all I'm going to say about it for now anyway. I wonder when Slav would get picked if he was in this year's draft. Oh, boy. Well, he would be in the top 10, but top 5? I don't know. I can't say for sure. Davery with another comment here. I was thinking we'd get Fantilli since the World Juniors. Will be interesting to see. Overjoyed with these 2 wins this weekend. Well, you know what? When the Habs can sweep the Super Bowl weekend like this, and actually, I'm just not gonna complain about it. When they win like this, when it's entertaining, although it's hard to cheer for them to lose. It's just hard to cheer for them to lose when they're playing entertaining hockey and frustrating the heck out of the Edmonton Oilers, and just putting on a good show for the fans. It's just, especially the ones that are there live, they deserve it. They deserve it. They absolutely deserve it. So give Jordan Harris another contract extension. He's on fire. That's coming from Andrew Berkshaw. Looks like a separated shoulder to me for Xhekaj. Well, that is not confirmed, but let's see. Oh, boy. I'm just trying to see if we can get another update again. Okay, hang on a second. So, obviously, Xhekaj did not return to the game, but we're still trying to look for an update on Xhekaj because I'm still not seeing one. All right. A lot of comments. Oh, man. Here we go. Josh Anderson is hard to replace. I'm not going to argue with that. Somewhere Cole Caulfield is smiling. It was Christian Dvorak's 200th career point today, by the way. Cole Caulfield was smiling. They showed him in the press box with Sean Monahan and Chris Weidman earlier watching the game. This is a tweet from Tony Marinaro. The reason the Habs keep getting further away from Connor Bedard is because of Raphael Harvey-Pinard. Or Raphael Harvey-Bedard. Hockey Junkie shout out. How you doing, Matt? Love you, buddy. Crazy but true. Yeah, that's kind of wild. Mike Hoffman is quietly putting up some real solid numbers as well. Well, that's hard to argue because Hoffman has been playing well. What else can we talk about in terms of this game? Because I want to see if there's anything. I've talked about it pretty much everything so far. But if you would, smash that like button if you haven't already, and please hit subscribe. If you're enjoying this channel, if you're just browsing your way through, no pressure, man. You got to like this channel. You got to like what I'm doing in order to subscribe. I hate, pity subscribes. That's just not that's not a thing to me anyway. But let's see what else you guys are saying right now. We got Alan chiming in. Alain, sorry, I will pronounce it properly. Alain, I just joined. Habs won the game, but lost big with Arber's injury if it turns out to be serious. Well, depends how you look at it now. As long as he's not injured in a way that's going to impact his young career, it shouldn't hurt too much because, again, we want to try to get a top draft pick. So I don't want to see a guy get hurt, though, at the very same time. Apparent right shoulder injury is all I can see for Xhekaj. Thank you, Alan. Thank you for the support, Alan. Appreciate that. I do appreciate that. But it's either a shoulder or a hand injury is what I'm thinking for Xhekaj, just based on the way he skated off the ice and how he looked. But we're going to find out very, very soon. So you can call me Al. That's a Paul Simon song. I don't know if you know that, Alain, but you can call me Al. That's a Paul Simon song. I'm almost certain of it. So I will call you Al from now on. Sounds good. Let's see if we're getting any update because, Dekes is desperate for some news here. Let's see if we got an Arber Xhekaj update, but I still don't see anything new. Yeah, let's get a let's get a Belzile picture in here because, once again, deserves it for his first career NHL goal for Alex Belzile. It is never too late, never ever too late, and that's why I'm going to pull up a Belzile picture for you guys in celebration of his first career NHL goal. Let's get it fired up here. Alex Belzile, get my banner out of the way so you can just get a better picture of him. First career NHL goal at age 31. Folks, it is never, ever too late to get your first career NHL goal, and Belzile is proof of that today against the Edmonton Oilers. So I wanted to pull up Belzile's career stats. So 20 career NHL games for Alex Belzile, 1 goal, 5 assists. And that first goal coming today, as we know. 6 points in 20 career games for Alex Belzile in 20 career NHL games, to be specific. He is 31 years old. He'll be 32 this year on August 31st. Another Quebec-born native. So, again, I keep forgetting also another Quebec-born player is Belzile. And good for him, man. I mean, this guy, I was so fired up when that puck went in today because it was a perfect opportunity in front of the net there. He took full advantage, and we saw McDavid crying again. So McDavid, this is the closest McDavid crying face we're going to get because it actually is him pretty emotional after a loss to the the OHL playoffs years ago. But again, fantastic Bell Center atmosphere today. The fans were so into it. Edmonton Oilers fans even taking part in the wave here. So got to love that. Kirby Dach with a beautiful assist on the shorthanded mark for Christian Dvorak's 200th career NHL point. I want to go back to the stats today. And you know what? I want to look at the time on ice. I want to look at the time on ice for players like Raphael Harvey-Bedard, whatever you want to call him. Let's look at the time on ice for these guys today. So Belzile with 11 minutes, 20 seconds. Kirby Dach, 17 minutes, 37 seconds played. But I mentioned Harvey-Bedard, 15 minutes and 15 seconds played, or 14 seconds if you go by the technical amount here. Jordan Harris with a staggering 23 minutes played, 23 minutes, 15 seconds played for Jordan Harris. Harris was a +4 today, as was Jonathan Kovacevic. Jordan Harris and Jonathan Kovacevic, a +8 combined in these last 2 games for the Montreal Canadiens. Oh my goodness. Just wild. Absolutely wild. I'm going to go to the scoreboard for a second because, again, we know the Habs also beat the Islanders in overtime yesterday on Mike Matheson's overtime winner, but Kirby Dach's late tying goal was what got them there in the first place. We need to stop winning. Yes, Rory, I understand your feeling on this one. Habs need to stop winning. It's not a waste of points. It's not, because we don't want to have a losing culture. We want to have a winning culture. So that's the reason for it. We all want Bedard, but there's no guarantee of getting him. So we want a top pick in the top 5, 1,000%. The Habs still very likely, well, I shouldn't say very, very likely, but they still have a very good chance of getting a pick in the top 5 or top 10 for sure. They have 2 first-rounders, and the Florida pick, as we know, isn't top 10 protected. So depending on where Florida finishes, we'll see where that other first-rounder goes for us. But the Canadiens are likely going to try very hard to get another first-rounder at the trade deadline, either through Sean Monahan, Joel Edmondson. I don't think David Savard is going to fetch a first-rounder, or Josh Anderson. So a first-rounder is likely the main goal for the Canadiens at this trade deadline for this year. So they have to get a first-rounder for this year's draft. That's the goal anyway. I'm going to do one more check for a status update on Arber Xhekaj, and then I'm going to let you guys go. But I do so much appreciate you guys tuning in live with me today. It wasn't my plan to do a live stream until pretty much last minute. So once again, really appreciate you guys showing up for this. All right, Arber Xhekaj, any update? Still not seeing much of anything. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shoulder. Okay. So definitely looks like shoulder. It 100% looks like shoulder. And I'm actually going to show you guys this. So I will pull this up for a second, but it looks to me like a definite shoulder injury for Arber Xhekaj. It's almost certain, I think. So that's not a question anymore. Arber Xhekaj was injured in this fight versus Desharnais, so it's no longer a question. I'm going to take out the question mark. So I'm going to put in here, it looks like a shoulder injury, no questions asked, just the way that his arm was hanging. I'm going to pull this clip up in a second of Arber Xhekaj skating off the ice with what definitely looks like to be a shoulder injury. So shoulder injury for Arber Xhekaj doesn't look good. Hopefully it's just a separated shoulder and they can get it back in place rather quickly and get him back as soon as possible. So shoulder injury for Arber Xhekaj. So I am going to do a screen share so that you guys can see what I'm seeing on my side, and that looks like it definitely looks like a shoulder injury for Arber Xhekaj. Just show this really quickly to you guys, very, very quick. So as you can see, Arber Xhekaj skating off the ice. Just take a look at his shoulder. In fact, let's see if we can get a better image of it for you guys. Yeah, definitely looks like a shoulder injury for Arber Xhekaj. So, that being said, it's tough. It's tough to see that, but I really hope Arber's okay. And certainly, sometimes just fighting is not worth it, and especially at this point in the season. But depends how you look at it. I mean, I don't want to see a guy get injured for the sake of tanking, but that's like the only positive that can really come out of it. So I'm gonna let you guys get one or two more comments, and then I'm gonna get here. So Arber pointed to his shoulder before getting off the ice, but he might have just meant that arm in general. It's definitely a shoulder injury. His arm was like slouched, kind of like this. His shoulder was slouched a bit there, as you saw in that clip. So hoping that he's all right. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for today. So if you haven't already, hit the thumbs up if you want to support this channel. It means a lot to me. Just so you guys know that are live right now, I am going to be inviting members to join this channel very soon. So if you guys want to become a member of the YouTube channel, I will be making an official announcement soon. But while I have you guys here live, I will be inviting members to join this channel. So if you haven't already, do hit the subscribe button. It's very, very much appreciated. I do want to give a shout out to Women Talking to if I can for a second. I just had the opportunity to interview Sarah Nurse from Team Canada and also Megan Mickelson. So that's on my channel right now if you guys want to check that out. I'd appreciate that. It's a really, really good interview. Sarah Nurse is a class human being, and it was a privilege to join the talk with her. So anyway, guys, one more comment coming in. Yes, thank you, James. Peace and love to you as well. But I really appreciate the support, you guys. I really appreciate you jumping on with me last minute. One more time, the Habs rush the Edmonton Oilers 6-2 on Super Bowl Sunday. And one more McDavid crying face for you guys before you guys head out. There it is. Alex Belzile, first career NHL goal. Never too late, man. I've said it a million times. Raphael Harvey-Pinard is here to stay. I want to see him just growing and getting better. Maybe become what Jonathan Drouin wasn't able to become. I don't know. I mean, Drouin was more talented, maybe. But anyway, I love the way Bernard Raphael Harvey-Pinard Bernard playing. And Jordan Harris. Let's recap one more time. First career 2-goal game for Jordan Harris. First star, fresh off his 2-year extension with the Montreal Canadiens. An outstanding display. Kirby Doc getting that assist on the shorthanded goal for Christian Dvorak. Jake Allen having a great game. All the best to Arber Xhekaj. And that's all I got. That's all I got, guys. Thanks for watching. All my best. Signing off. Thank you guys for everything. See you again real soon.